Good morning. Let me now take you through where I say the buck stops with all the conversations that you heard so far this morning. And it's really focused on what we are doing from an ecosystem standpoint to ensure a successful solution for our customers' requirements. I will tell you that our enablement platform needs to be very comprehensive from what you heard earlier. It's also extremely dependent on our partnerships. And I'm really pleased to see the partner participation today, even from a year ago, how it's expanded significantly. And I'll share with you much of that in my presentation. And also, we need to be very solution and segment aware if you're looking through the lens of my enablement team and our partner relationship. We're heavily focused on a solution. What comes with that is an awareness of requirements, understanding those applications, and how what we bring to the market provides that solution in a timely fashion and in an advantaged way for our customers. I think this chart says it all. As you look at the directive and the strategy for our company, we are going to drive a broader portfolio of specialization that will also bring with it an opportunity to provide a customized solution for our clients. If you look at this page, I will just describe our end-to-end organization. Earlier this year, we put the entire enablement team, starting with the left side of that page, DTCO and STCO, all the way to the right side of that page in post-fab, together as an organization. We recognize the linkages between these various stages. On the left side, making sure that from a device technology library standpoint, we understand client requirements. Moving into the PDK activity, and the fact that we produce over 300 PDKs a year, many of those customized for our client requirements. Reference designs, knowing we're driving a solution, knowing there's complication in that solution. Time to market is key, and we want to provide a reference design to help bring that timing to market down and ensure that the appreciation for our technology and what it can do for your requirements is fully enabled and fully understood. Our IP and Eda Ecosystem, key. As I mentioned earlier, heavily dependent on our partner relationships. Tape-out services, and finally, post-fab turnkey. The left side, from custom design all the way to the right side, full turnkey solution, is what we are able to provide to our client base. Enabling over 2,000 mask sets a year. And by the way, I called it a journey on the title. We've been at this for some time. We're at a position where we're already providing over 2 million wafers per year of first source technology from global foundries. Let's look at the numbers for a moment. We're now over 100 ecosystem partners, from IP, EDA, OSAT, and design services. I'll show you more of that as I go through the presentation. 3,400 IP titles, with over 1,000 in development as we speak. 300 clients have been serviced through our ecosystem partners, and over 1,500 client designs enabled by our ecosystem partners in the last 5 years. We've trademarked our global solutions, which encompasses not only the FD accelerator, but also the RF wave content and solution content across our portfolio. I'll tell you that about a year and a half ago, we recognized the need to change our behavior with our ecosystem partners. And I'm very happy with the outcome of that decision and how we've been able to shift our themes around how we deal with our partners and how we drive a broader platform of success, starting with an open and level playing field, coupled with a deeper and strategic partnership with our suppliers, and finally, ensuring between our partners and my enablement team, we have a very robust, comprehensive quality management system to drive towards first-time right success and that all-important time-to-market enablement. If you look at the Eda ecosystem, all the tools are displayed on the left side of this page. In the center, our key partners are identified, many of whom are in the room next door, representing their support and their partnership with GlobalFoundries. Our unified PDK focus, you know we came together as a company, as Greg mentioned, over time, bringing together various content and capability. Important, our clients source multiple technologies from us. It's not convenient to have unique PDKs. We need to have a common look and feel. We're establishing that and have been for some time, and that will time out as we get into the early part of 2020. It has to be consistent, it has to feel the same, and it has to be efficient. Support of over 300 PDK releases per year, as I mentioned earlier, and finally, our documentation that we provide to you is in continual improvement and focus as a GlobalFoundries company. We also have a turnkey design service partner ecosystem. In this case, these partners are identified as supplying and supporting complex SoCs, RF and analog mixed signal with the partners I just brought up, and finally, other specialized ASIC content with the partners highlighted here. Worldwide geographic presence, linked to our technology, fully enabled to support your solutions from a design standpoint. Let me spend a few minutes as we go through the various segments and highlight the deliverables from the enablement organization, and then bring that together with the content being provided by our partners. So let me start with auto industrial, then I will move into compute and wired, and then we'll spend some time on mobile and wireless. Now we continue to drive library enhancement on the 22FD platform. How many times was it mentioned regarding power and performance coupling? If you look at this library enhanced that will come out in the fourth quarter of this year, again, we're driving for an even more dense library, 6.75 track, optimized ultra-low power, continuing to drive both VT and leakage enhancements within the library platform. Lowest VMIN will be maintained. We also drive to continue to focus on the performance aspects and the leakage and PPA. And the bottom, we will be auto G1 compliant. So the library focus within the team continues to drive forward with a solution scope that is very well tuned, focused on this topic we heard so many times around power and performance. Also, if you think about going forward, this whole focus on body bias solutions and use models within our 22 platform. Bami referenced it, Greg referenced it. How does it come about within our overall solution space? We've had the static forward body bias for some time. Back in February of 19, we announced our relation to expand the capability with Dolphin. What comes with that is this capability of adaptive body bias that allows you to go even further from a performance standpoint, so you can, in example number 2, drive to a 9% improvement in Fmax, or you could go to option number 3 with that adaptive body bias and lower your power and continue to see a power enhancement as a result of that relationship and that IP. Extremely important to this platform as we think about all of the things you can integrate on 22 and how you can use these unique capabilities and device solutions to provide the solution that you are looking for from a customer engagement standpoint. It's also extremely important that I highlight across the various features and across the various elements of those IP blocks how we've opened the aperture. As I mentioned earlier, we made this decision about 1.5 years ago. We needed to broaden our utilization of our IP partner framework. You see across the top in each example, from foundational IP to non-volatile memory, all of the IP partners providing choice for our customer base regarding how they want to go about ensuring the successful solution for their product. Announcement today with CSEM regarding, again, an ultra-low power connectivity capability brought onto this platform as a result of their content. Earlier last year, you found the announcement we made with Imagination, and then finally with VeriSilicon. Building momentum around this very feature-rich content, heavily dependent on our partners as we think about solutions in the marketplace. I'll give you an example also in the case of automotive. So now, the FDX ecosystem, as we look at the various content within the automotive platform, again, you see major IP enablement with our partner framework, focused on ensuring we've got the right content and the right device and IP linkage for your solution requirements. As mentioned earlier again, announcement today with Analog Bits and Aragio, bringing more content onto the platform, and the announcement we made earlier this year with Synopsys driving this whole complete solution around automotive-grade IP on the 22FDX platform. Again, as I mentioned earlier, knowing time to market is key, we also want to ensure that we can provide a reference design, helping our customers fully understand the merits of the technology, how they can bring it to market quickly, how they can fully appreciate the IP partnership framework for those solutions that are critical to your customer requirements. We drive this platform in a very aggressive way. Again, starting with, as I showed you, the DTCO, STCO, early involvement with our customers, and then evolving to a comprehensive solution that includes this kind of reference design content and circuit enablement coupled with our IP partners. Very compelling, very comprehensive, very partner dependent. Let me shift to compute and wired infrastructure and talk to the various elements that we are establishing again internally within the enablement team, and then working closely with our partners from an IP standpoint. So the left side of this page, you see the performance elements and the area elements. Over time, we've continued to drive a 22% improvement in performance. The next wave of this solution will be available in the first half of 2020, where we drive that full complement of 22% improvement. On the bottom, an area, 26% leverage with the pending release, and over to the right, this ongoing focus on power consumption and lowering that power consumption rate within the technology. We provide this advanced architecture, starting with the enablement work within our team, focused on both power, performance, and area scaling, but also this opportunity to leverage area efficient boost within the technology. That's what drives that performance improvement to a 22% level. Couple that with, as you've heard several times, our focus on AI and machine learning, bringing together the architecture that we've established, focused on not only the device, but the library content, moving to this very low voltage SRAM into the architecture within the MAC requirement statement of multiply and accumulate. And finally, what is that deliverable from a custom solution power standpoint? A 4x reduction as you look at the various building blocks of a traditional compiler and then leveraging what we've been able to do from an architecture and a memory standpoint. A very compelling value proposition in the AI ML space. We recognize many will assume you've got to move into the 7 nanometer node to win this space. We don't see it. We recognize we've worked very aggressively on architecture, very aggressively on device, and very aggressively to provide a very low power, compelling solution, working aggressively with our IP partners. This will be explained in a great level of detail with Ted Letavik later today. Again, our IP ecosystem partners, starting with foundational IP. The announcement today, broadening the relationship with ARM as we continue to drive a complete and comprehensive solution using their foundational IP. We also announced this 3D chip enablement back in August, working with ARM, and over to the right, the GF Synopsys announcement that was made in June of this year. All examples of our open view of expanding the ecosystem, heavily dependent on our partner relationships, and driving a full suite of solutions for our customers. Mobile and wireless, a heritage within our company in the wireless space, a capability that we've demonstrated in the market for years. In this case, we start with what we've been able to do from a fab process standpoint with our 8HP technology, our 45 RFSOI, as well as our 8HP. We also focus on our PDK enablement. As I mentioned earlier, we do produce over 300 PDKs a year. We do customize for very specific customer solutions, and we drive that PDK to a common look and feel. Over to the right, our foundry reference designs. Again, focus on time to market, full realization of the power of what we're able to provide from a solution standpoint. And on the left side, RF testing is critical as you continue to drive speed. We provide not only early hardware testing, but also a test service for customers who may want to use us for full test coverage across their platform from 6 gigahertz to 86 gigahertz capability on very proprietary test equipment and capability. As coined many times, think RF, think GF. We are well positioned to continue to convince you to the merits of that statement. As I mentioned earlier, as we think about assisting our customers with, for example, thermal modeling, example on the left. To the right, world-class device model accuracy. We're plotting the modeled as well as the actual outcome. Design productivity enhancements, enabling you, again, to leverage a configurable millimeter wave opportunity into your solution that we've already been able to demonstrate within our overall content of enablement. From a technology standpoint, the left side, we focus on infrastructure, the marriage between our 8HP technology in that space, all the way to the right side with handset enablement on 22FDX, and then the 45 SOI, RFSOI technology right down the center as a capability that customers can choose to use within their specific application requirements. Mission critical to 5G design, we are positioned to support. I'll be bold enough to say if you're in 5G, you're going to be riding in our house. This is an expertise we've had for years that we've continued to evolve, continue to develop, continue to invest in. One of the elements of outcome as a result of the decision with the pivot to eliminate, decide to walk away from the very, very bleeding edge technology has been our ability to invest in and drive a broader coverage ecosystem, not only from a device standpoint, but also enablement standpoint. So it's a very, very active environment within our enablement scope, and will continue to expand, as you've heard earlier. Again, IP partnership representation, foundational IP coverage, all the way down to our overall testing capability on the proprietary platform. Our partners are key, extremely important to our success in the industry. Again, we made a decision to modify our behavior. We have had a great response to the decision. We've got over 35 partners in the room next door. We'll continue to expand those relationships, continue to drive this whole differentiation platform, continue to provide very compelling, feature-rich, focused application solutions for our client requirements. We want to ensure that we engage early. We need to ensure that we're on the right path from a solution development standpoint. This whole enablement space starts extremely early in the engagement. Our ability to have a very open dialogue, fully ensure we vetted our strategy, and fully ensure that we have your tie to our direction is key. As I mentioned, we are in a position to customize. We are in a position to adapt to your specific requirements to ensure across the enablement, across our partner framework, and across our overall end-to-end solution. If there's a desire for full turnkey, we are here to support you. We feel that we are very well positioned to support all of these segments, starting on the left side, this whole DTCO starting engagement, customer-facing discussion, all the way to the right side with full tape-out, post-fab support for your solutions. I, as you know, had been in the sales role for some time, and that is a very exciting role to be in. But I can tell you, the environment within enablement, the environment dealing with our partners, and seeing our applications and solutions come to life with our clients is equally exciting. There's a tremendous amount of focus on this space in the company, tremendous dependence on our partner relationships, and I'm excited that we will be able to continue to build those relationships as we go forward. Thank you.